Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. This is Jonathan here to break down the breaking news. Big news for Kentucky basketball. They have added borderline 4/5 becoming 5-star recruit TyTy Washington out of the state of Arizona. One of the late stock risers. He was kind of like someone going into the recruiting process. Just even this fall was like kind of under the radar, had early committed to Creighton, and was kind of like an afterthought. And then here he kind of, with of course the Greg McDermott situation, ends up reopening his commitment. And we also kind of saw late in the high school process, his game really developed. He really improved that 3-point shot, which is one thing that always translates to college basketball. If you can shoot the basketball, you can play college basketball. So, getting him to improve as a player and just over time, just this past season really was big, because he's now someone, we know he can pass, he can dribble, he can score off the dribble. Like, he does all those type things, but now he's, they were doing some sort of event, I forget what it was called this past weekend, but he ended up having, an impressive showing in the 3-point contest, which was something really, you want to see if you're a Kentucky fan. And, just for the basis of what this Kentucky team was this previous season, Kentucky couldn't shoot. Let's just be honest here. They couldn't shoot. Devin Askew wasn't really a great shooter. BJ Boston wasn't a great shooter. Terrence Clark wasn't a great shooter. They didn't have a lot of great shooting, and that was a major issue this past season. Now, all of a sudden, here they go in the transfer portal, in the late recruiting process. They've got some shooters. They of course, early in the offseason, even last season, they added a big O, Oscar Sheboy. Good addition there. He's someone that can play the big man position pretty well, as a good shot blocker, good rebounder, all those type things. But, that's not going to be what ultimately decides how good Kentucky is. They also have Damian Collins, who's a 5-star recruit. He's someone that is certainly a, very good big man, another good rebounder. Those two are going to do what they're doing. But the big question entering this offseason was the guard play. Now, of course, they add in Kellen Grady. That's a very, very big addition. He's someone that has been long regarded as a great shooter at Davidson. He's going to do very big. They add in CJ Fredrick. As we were recording the most recent edition of the Making the Madness College Basketball Podcast, CJ Fredrick commits right in the middle of it, but he comes in from Iowa. He's an elite shooter. He's a very good shooter, and you can move him off the ball, you can move him on the ball. I think he'll be a good fit off the ball next to TyTy Washington. And then, of course, TyTy Washington, another great shooter. So now they really have a very solid starting five. There's rumors maybe they're in the mix for Xavier Wheeler. They still have some great players already on the team. They have, Dante Allen, who I mentioned was kind of their best shooter last season. They have some players coming back, but you're just looking at these 5 players they've added here in the offseason, and without a doubt, Kentucky has raised its ceiling for next season by getting all these guys. And the Wildcats, I think, are a team not only capable, of winning the SEC next season. I would, go as far to say right now, with the additions they have, they should be the favorites in the SEC. I think they're a national championship contender. I think they have the roster construction. They have the team building. If they can buy in, play defense, like, some of Coach Calipari's best teams are the ones who buy in defensively, that, get tough throughout the season. They might not be great, especially in the regular season, but I think, as the season goes, as we turn into March, this is a Kentucky team that should have national championship expectations. We'll wait and see, of course, if they can live up to those. Maybe they can deliver Coach Calipari's second national championship, but certainly after a very tough season for Kentucky, getting TyTy Washington, to complete with what has been an already great offseason is absolutely huge for Kentucky, and the Wildcats look to be legitimate national championship contenders as we head into next season. But for now, stay tuned. We will continue to knock out these transfer videos, continue to knock out recruiting videos. We, of course, had big news that Patrick Baldwin decided to commit earlier today. Patrick Baldwin Jr. committed to Patrick Baldwin Sr. to play at Milwaukee. Now, of course, we have TyTy Washington heading to Kentucky. We have plenty of transfers available, so just stay tuned to Making the Madness on YouTube. Listen into the Making the Madness College Basketball Podcast. We'll be recording that a little bit later here today. But until next time, thanks again for tuning in.